What's going on, guys? This is Tybone Skyberg here. Today we're taking a look at the another toy review. Today we're taking a look at the Saban's Power Rangers Beast Morphers with 6-inch basic figures wave 1 from Hasbro. Alright, so Power Rangers Beast Morphers Wave 1 with 6-inch figures. And it comes with the 3 figures that I have with blue, red, and yellow Rangers. So this is basically adapted from Tokamei Sentai Go Bustas. So I've been waiting for that. It was after they ended the Super Mega Force, but instead they skip it because they're using a Dino Charge and it even like Ninja Steel or whatever. So, but finally, a couple years later, then they fixed it for the skipping of that season. So now they're gonna adapt it from the Go Busta. So now when it's title call it Beast Morphers, I don't mind that I title the name on it. So, but not Bandai America. Instead, then we got Hasbro, since I pronounced it last year until this year, they're gonna make it a new figures. So, since I did it already from Lightning Collection, my other first from Hasbro Lightning Collection, yes. So, but this is a basic figures. I cannot wait for Lightning Collection. We'll see. And let's talk about these guys right here. As much as the same as the package and the different Rangers colors, you guessed it, the idea. And of course you got, it says you have to use with the 3 keys on the difference called a Morph-X keys. Maybe show you, for example, that the package, it says, let me try to hold on. Now, this morpher, you have to come with this like this. But to be honest, I don't have a morpher, but I do have with a Japanese morpher. I'll review that later or next time when I get around with it, because I'm just trying to figure it out. So, but maybe trying to get it from Hasbro version or not, we'll see. So, and of course you got there's each different Rangers on here, and of course you got I trying to pick this Red Ranger, and the rest of I got, and not much. It tells you on the package on the behind, and tells you, and it's the same thing. I got red, blue, and yellow Rangers, except that I don't have with Blaze and Tronic. That's their name, yes. And of course, not much like this. So when it tells you that you have to use the movements that how you to hold the weapons like that. All right, let's get this open on these figures, these guys, and let's find out. Alright, so here's Power Rangers Beast Morphers 6 inches basic figures out of the packaging from Wave 1. Alright, so here it is, guys. Yeah, that reminds me the Go Busta from Super Sentai. So now Hasbro deals for adaptation. So now Power Rangers Beast Morphers. So and this isn't what I got, guys. So I cannot wait to get Gold and Silver Ranger. So that's going to be 5 Rangers. So, well, I'll get my hands on that later until in the future. We'll see. So, there's not much it has to say this, guys. I was like, wow, really? Look at this. Look at this figure. I do love this figure a lot. So, but do you think that's from Lightning Collection? I could be wrong, because this is this is a basic figures, but you gotta look eyes open. Like I'll talk about the articulation that later on. So let's talk about from these keys, call it BX key, whatever it's called. So from Morph-X key or something like that, from the Beast Morphers, you have to go turn like this. And you can see right here, I believe that's from Cheetah or something like that, because you have to use what comes with this key. So in the Japanese version, they don't use it for this point until the American version or Hasbro version can use this BS key morpher to use with that. So I believe that that's what it's called, a BS key or something like that. Beast X key or something like that. Yeah. So in case you have to use with the Beast Morpher what's it called, a Morph-X key. You have to use, oh yeah, that's one of the name comes from for the package. Okay, but you have to use comes with an adapt morpher, so you can see the nice, very nice detail. I think it's from Cheetah at this point, yes, and you can see nice, a color red, nice, looks very nice detailing. This one also comes from the key. Now, how do you turn like this? Well, you have to turn like this, or if you want like this, turn over like this, but you gotta be very careful not to get loose like this. So now let's go to the blue one. Should be a gorilla, I believe. So it looks very nice. The color blue paint job looks nice. So it's the same one like this that key looks like, and instead we got it as color lighter blue. So I don't mind it that lighter blue, but it should be the regular blue. I don't know. So, but when it comes in like that, I'm gonna talk about that more later on. But the ones that I got, but some another one I don't have. So when that thing I'm talking about from the, if you've seen at the package, I'm gonna talk about that point. So you gotta move like this, and let's put it back on. And now, last but not least, Beast X key Yellow Ranger, same one. Now I believe this is what was that, Rabbit? Yeah. And when you turn like this, same thing. It looks very nice. The paint detail looks very great. I believe it's Rabbit, so it looks very nice, the detailing, and you guessed it, the idea. So that's I was trying to focus. And there you go. So yeah, it looks very nice, the detailing, and you guessed the idea. Same thing, like I forgot to mention the red one, but let's see the one more if I seen it. It comes from, looks like this. Yeah, that's what it comes from, it looks like. So now, let's talk about the weapons. Let's talk about the yellow one. This one, the Yellow Ranger, I believe it comes from the yellow one. The Yellow Ranger blaster or something like that, in case usual. So you have to use that. I try to focus on that. So you guys take the idea at this point. So, and the Blue Ranger, you got this different morpher. I think that's from the blaster, the different one looks like. You gotta use, looks like this, right? So you gotta use like this. That's a different one. And last but not least, I think it comes from Red Cheetah Blaster or something like that. So yeah, I seen the Hasbro looks like, and of course because Hasbro owns it now for Nerf gun. I seen this one, but that one looks like, but if you've seen in the American version or not, I could be wrong. Like in the Japanese version, and I thought they using with this always in the Japanese version, but instead they got this one. So I could be right or wrong because I didn't see any episodes. So wait for until I wish the DVD comes out maybe next year. Am I thinking until the season 2 coming out? So, and I think. All right, so let's go to this weapon. And now this weapon looks very amazing. I forgot what his name is. A sword looks very nice. The paint detail looks nice, and you can see right here. And the rest of them, the other two, as much as the same as this one. So, and yep, that's all there is to that. So now let's talk about these figures, these guys right here. All right, let's take a look at the Red Ranger himself. Red Cheetah Ranger, known as Beast Morphers. I look at this very nice detailing, and I do love the helmet looks very nice. I do love the idea is you can tell right here, and you can tell. You know what bothers me a little bit is the color black paint job, but instead the little dark gray or something like that. But you can see it on my iPod for no reason. So you can see it on my iPod version. But if you have that figure in the reality, that's gonna be darker gray or a little bit. I could be right or wrong. So, but in my iPod, you can see it's always color black. So the black paint job. So, and I do love the fact is that you can see the Go Buster logo on it. Includes right here. Yeah, that's from and based on the Japanese version, the Super Sentai. And you get rest of them right here. That's obviously the Morpher. So if you've seen what that Morpher looks like, I do love that the fact is that And I do love it. This paint job, it looks very nice. You can see it. It's not a spandex, but it's a different suit. It looks very different. I do love. The fact is that I do love that this. Now, let's talk about the Red Ranger is done. Now, let's talk about the Blue Ranger here. Okay, it's much as the same as the Red Ranger. You guess the idea. But the fact is, I love the color blue. Same Go Buster logo on it, and that on the shoulder. That point, you get the idea. And there's the Morpher. And you get the boots, same way. And I do love that the helmet, the color blue, looks very nice. And I do love that the fact is this color blue. I do love this, the idea. Now, it's the same as the Red Ranger. Now, let's talk about the Yellow Ranger. Now, this is the first Hasbro's first. Now, I'm talking about the skirt that later on. Now, I do love the helmet. It looks very, very nice. The helmet looks very nice. It's like the rest of them I forgot to mention. It's a sunglasses with the helmet. It looks very promising. And speaking of the helmet, looks like they were on the Yellow Ranger helmet. They would look like a Japanese rabbit or something like that. Why you get this one and the idea? It looks cute, but I like it. So I'm talking about the and at the end of the video and then later on, and you can see it looks like a color paint job yellow, but if you've seen in the reality version that it's always colors yellow, but if you've seen it if you're recording in the video, it's always light in yellow, but I could be wrong, but I don't have to using a flashlight, unfortunately. So when you, same thing like a paint job, color black, the reason the rest of them, so that the rest of them is fine. So, and you can see right here, then the same Morpher. There's a Go Buster logo, same thing, you got the idea. And the boots looks very nice, looks promising enough. And speaking of the Yellow Ranger skirt, you know what I'm promising like is the skirt. Now you can see in the look at this skirt looks like. And you guessed it, the idea. So guess what will happen? I was talking about the articulation later, so but let's get on to it. Now, when I picking up the yellow, all right, let's get on to it. Now, you can see that it's 360, looks like, and you got the shoulder joints. It looks like this, and not much and up and down like this. And you got the elbow joint looks like, and twist. I don't think that they don't have the wrist. I don't think that they don't have a wrist joint or something. It's kind of disappointed. But this one here has the elbow joint twist. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Now, they have a shoulder joint, like the shoulder joint, sorry. The wrist joint, the hands, I don't think they don't have it, unfortunately. But the Lightning Collection does have. I will get my hands on it when it's come out of update, just like the rest of them, these guys. So let's talk about. Now, the same shoulder joint, the elbow joint, but no ab crunch, same thing. Now, let's talk about the skirt, and guess what? It has, look at this. A leg joint goes up like this. Look at this. Thank you, Hasbro, for making the joint like this. I do love that the skirt, it's thicker. I do love this. I think this is much better from, like, unlike Bandai's version, the Legacy 5-inch figures from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's kind of very disappointed me. It's the Pink Ranger. I hope that they could do much as it's the same one like this, like the ones that I got. So I hope that they can do best one. So now you got the leg joint like this. It's kind of very high. I like it. And of course you got a kit joint a little bit further and then a kit back almost. I like it. Not a big deal. So, and of course you got a knee joint. It doesn't have a knee joint, and they didn't have a leg joint, doesn't have, but Lightning Collection does have. But this one here, the knee joint, you gotta go twist like this, but it doesn't have it one. Yeah, like this one. And of course, no ankle pipette, unfortunately. But I have to wait until the Lightning Collection comes out. So with the head sculpt, the visuals, and the weapons, and of course the head sculpt, that would be nice. So the female articulation, it looks better that the Lightning Collection I want to get my hands on, but I think this is his banner from the 5-inch figures, the Legacy versions, Bandai America, no offense. But now, alright, now let's talk about the Red Ranger here. Now, on the articulation, you got 360, as much as the same, like this, in the elbow joint, and no hand wrist. That's the same one, the yellow and the blue one, unfortunately. So, and of course, it's the same one. No app crunch, unfortunately. I want an app crunch. Anyway, you got, and it's the same one like this, and it has kick forward, okay, and does kick back, does it, but only in the Yellow Ranger does kick back. But this one it's not. It has the butt cover up, no kick back. But this one it's not. Oh, it has a little bit knee joint like this. It's kind of a little bit weird, and you got a knee joint like this, and let's see, it does the elbow joint like this. Yeah, it does have one, but no wrist joint. But it has a knee joint like this and no ankle pipet. Oh man, come on! I want an ankle pipet. All right. Now let's go. Last but not least, sorry about that on my iPod. Now let's go to the Blue Ranger. Okay, the articulation is the same thing, so not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, let's try to focus on my iPod. Sorry about that. Did I miss it? Yeah, I don't want to get banged accidentally, unfortunately. So, all right, so that's Saban's Power Rangers Beast Morphers from 6-inch basic figures. So, from Hasbro. So, let's talk about for my comparison for you guys. Alright, so here's my comparisons with Power Rangers Beast Morphers alongside with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. For example, Beast Morphers is a 6-inch basic figures. Now, from Hasbro. Now, another alongside with Bandai's version of 5-inch figures from Legacy Mighty Morphin Power Rangers figures. So, that size is different. I'm not entirely sure because as much as it's taller as that of Beast Morphers, and then the other ones is the smallest is them. So yeah, to be honest, I'm trying to figure out the comparison that because it's not that right. So it doesn't matter what size this is, but I like this articulation, but it's kind of very very muscular 5-inch of the Mighty Morphin, the Legacy figures from the Toys R Us exclusives. Like, I got a Mighty Morphin blue and yellow, but I have it in yellow one, so I'll talk about the comparison just like the ones that I got after that. Instead, I have the Red Ranger, the Mighty Morphin Red. It comes from Super Mega Force line from Bandai. As much as the same before I got Armory Mighty Morphin Red. So this is gonna be the same. So, and yeah, so that's 5 inches figures from the Mighty Morphin with from Bandai America's version from Toys R Us exclusives. With in a comparison, I have Beast Morphers with 6-inch basic figures from Hasbro. So what do you guys think? Comments below, let me know, because I don't think it doesn't matter what size or 9. You can tell whatever you judge. So you can see the paint job is different. I can see the reality, but if you see when I'm recording at my iPod, you can tell the difference. But so far I can tell is I can using my flashing my iPod. So comments below what are your thoughts about this, and let me know you guys. So my final thoughts with Saban's Power Rangers Beast Morphers with Wave 1 6-inch basic figures from Hasbro. I gotta say this, it looks really good actually. I do love the summit articulation. Well, it's the same as the basic figures with 6 inches. So it's not the same as Lightning Collection, but I will get my hands on eventually if they will update it very soon. It takes time further. So now, but this isn't basic figures for you guys. So now, the articulation is the same basic figures, and the articulation is not that much. And I do love that the fact is that the weapons, the different weapons comes like that, the blasters and the same blades, and I'm not gonna get any confused. Now BX keys on the other hand, I put the like that because it's just like if you've seen it in the images, well, you get the idea. Well, now the figure itself, I do love it. The paint jobs. Now the helmet looks really good. I do love it. This that the helmet just like that. And now, what's gonna happen in season 2 with Beast Morphers? I cannot wait until next year. So I want to get my hands on a wave 2 with Gold and Silver Ranger from the same 6-inch basic figures with Beast Morphers. I cannot wait to get my hands on with Gold and Silver Ranger. We'll see what happens as well. So yeah, that's all it is to that. So I do love the paint jobs. So yeah. I do love the fact there's everything there. So my final ratings with Saban's Power Rangers Beast Morphers with Wave 1 with 6-inch basic figures. I'm going to give it in the disc figures right here. Like, I thought I was going to do like 10 on a 10, but I wanted to give like 10 on a 9 because this is a basic figures. You have the 6-inch figures as much as the same as a different package. Not much like Lightning Collection, but it's not. So I will get my hands on. I want to keep an update with these guys, the same one very soon. I'll keep an update eventually. So, and I also cannot wait the Wave 2 Lightning Collection. We'll see what happens in the remaining future. So now. So I'm very glad I got these guys right here. So yeah, so that's all it has to say this. So yeah, these guys are very amazing. I've been waiting at this moment for Tokyo Sentai Go Busters. So now Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Yeah, I really like these guys right there. So and that's it. So and that's my toy review with 6-inch basic figures from Power Rangers Beast Morphers Wave 1. So anyway. Don't forget, click like, comments below, don't forget subscribe, and check that the icon bell notifications in case you missed it or not. So this is Ty-Bone Skyberg, and I'll see you around, guys, and happy toy hunting, and take care.